How to use Stoicism for daily motivation. Ancient wisdom for a stronger you. There are mornings when you open your eyes and feel nothing. No excitement, no drive. It feels like life is drifting, and you're just drifting with it, aimlessly. Even the most successful people have felt this way. But they've learned something crucial. Motivation is not random. It doesn't come from emotion or excitement. It comes from discipline, from a grounded, steady mind. In a world that feels chaotic, there exists an ancient philosophy that helps people face fear, resistance, and their darkest days, not with rage, but with stillness. That philosophy is Stoicism. In this video, you'll discover how to use Stoicism not just as an idea, but as a daily practice to create lasting motivation. Not fleeting energy, but inner strength, the kind that doesn't vanish when things get hard. Brainwash. What is Stoicism? Stoicism isn't just a set of theories. It's a way of living, a guide for people in the real world dealing with real struggles. Born around 300 BC, Stoicism was founded by Zeno of Citium and carried on by powerful minds. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome; Seneca, a wise statesman; Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher. They all faced hardship. They didn't run from pain. They didn't wish for an easy life. Instead, they chose to live well even when life was far from perfect. At the core of Stoicism is one simple truth: distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. The storm outside doesn't matter. What matters is the ship within. When you live with that clarity, you don't need the world to be gentle. You only need yourself to be strong. X. Why motivation fails. Most people fail because they rely on emotion. They wait for the right mood. They wait to feel inspired. But when the emotion fades, so does their drive. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Don't act because you feel like it. Act because it is your duty. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, remember, you are rising to do the work of a human being, not to lie in bed like a creature of comfort." A Stoic's motivation doesn't come from the outside. It comes from a deeper understanding. I have a duty to show up. I have a responsibility to try. I have one life, and I refuse to waste it. When you live like this, you don't wait for inspiration. You create motivation through disciplined action. Stoic principles for daily drive. If you want consistent motivation, let Stoicism be your compass. Here are 3 core principles that fuel daily action, even when you feel stuck. 1. The dichotomy of control. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Your motivation doesn't die because you're weak. It dies because you're spending energy on what you cannot control. Bad weather. Someone disappoints you. Results come too slowly. Remember, you can't control others or the outcome or the past. But you always control your response. You always control your next step. That's where real motivation begins, not in complaint, but in courageous focus. 2. Amor fati. Love your fate. Instead of asking, "Why me?" the Stoic asks, "It is me, so now what?" Amor fati means love your fate. You don't surrender to life, you embrace it as your personal path. Even the hardship, especially the hardship. Because the more resistance you face, the more opportunities you have to grow. Seneca wrote, "No wind is unfavorable to a sailor who knows where he is going." 3. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. It may sound dark, but it's one of the most powerful sources of clarity. When you remember that your life is limited, you stop postponing. You stop wasting time on the trivial. You start acting as if today might be your last chance to live with intention. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This isn't about fear. It's about presence. Morning motivation. Start like Marcus Aurelius. Every morning is a chance to begin again. But most people wake up feeling dull, distracted, or lazy. What did Marcus Aurelius do? Each morning he wrote in his journal, not for others, but for himself. A reminder, a reflection, a quiet form of strength. What did Marcus write each morning? "Today you will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, deceitful, and rude. But they cannot harm you unless you allow them into your mind." This wasn't pessimism. It was mental preparation. Marcus didn't hope for an easy day. He trained for a tough one, and in doing so, he was never surprised. How can you start your morning like a Stoic? 1. Write down 3 essential tasks. Nothing grand, just clear, and you commit to them fully. 2. Ask, what resistance might I face today? A rude comment? A traffic jam? A rejection? Imagine it, welcome it, then it can't control you. 3. Use a Stoic mantra to begin your day. I don't control everything, but I always control how I respond. With this mindset, your day becomes solid, meaningful, and directed. Part Leah, midday mindfulness, practicing Stoic awareness. In the middle of a busy day with emails, deadlines, and distractions, it's easy to get caught in reactivity. Someone says something harsh, you get angry. Plans fall apart, you feel defeated. But Stoicism teaches, don't rush to react. Pause, observe. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our view of them." A criticism? Oh, it could be an insult or a lesson. A failure? Oh, it could be a mistake or a teacher. Your perspective shapes your world. How to practice midday Stoic mindfulness. 1. Pause. Take 3 deep breaths. In chaos, just a moment of stillness can bring clarity. 2. Ask, does this really matter? Will this situation matter 5 years from now? If not, why let it ruin your day? 3. Respond with reason, not emotion. When you start living as an observer instead of a reactor, you become powerful, calm, and untouchable.